Hello there, welcome to my art studio. I'm Katie, and today I'm going to be sharing something that you might find surprising, and that is actually most painting problems start even before the brush hits the canvas. And I'm going to be showing you the sketchbook habits beginners might skip, and it's going to make your paintings feel so much easier, more fun, and more beautiful. So I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can do this, and also I will link a freebie download to give you this step by step so you can apply this in your own artworks too. Now the first thing I always do is create the map. This is essentially just composition ideas. So I sketch out and make sure your sketch is the same shape as your canvas. So I'm doing a square canvas, so therefore my shape initially wants to be a square, and I'm basically just blocking in very loosely where I want the main shapes. And this is a great way to play with your ideas. So this is where you can really kind of play around and experiment without having to do a whole painting and then end up spending tons of time on a painting that's not going to work compositionally. Next, I always like to have a little play around with the drawing. So this is more about using my eyes, looking at a reference photo and planning out how I really want to convey the subject. So this is making sure that I've got all those main shapes down so that I can draw the subject accurately. Now this step is working out what colours I need to use. Now I mean that in two ways. First of all, the physical colour tubes that I will be using, but also how I'm going to use those colours to create my own mixtures of colours. So I always tend to have a dark and a light for the different values. And then I like to create some neutrals as well, so some greys, using some greys with the complementary colours. And then I will do a quick mock-up to kind of see how I'm going to use these colours to put it together, because sometimes we can create a nice colour palette, but we don't always have the array of colours that we need to put the painting together. So I like to do a little mock-up so I know, oh, what colour am I going to use for this highlight? What am I going to use for this bit of depth? And kind of do just a quick little study, only 10 minutes maximum, just to block in how I'm going to use these colours to really create my painting. Now this whole process should last no more than an hour, and really the purpose is not for it to look good, but to make your painting decisions really clear. Now I'm going to choose my first composition. I've got my square canvas here, and if you want to use this whole structure and process, I've laid it out step by step in the concept to canvas worksheet, so I'll drop that link below. It also comes with video instructions for each stage to really help you use this in your own process with your own artwork, so that you can finally feel that freedom of painting and create a painting that you love, because that's essentially what this planning process does. It makes sure that your painting becomes intentional and you will fall in love with it so much more. It saddens me really to think how many years I lost out on really having that true joy of creating artwork that I loved, because I always loved painting, but I would often see these amazing artists online just creating paintings out of thin air like it was nothing, and I would just be mesmerized, and I would study their process, study their materials, trying to figure out what is it they were doing. But every time I went to paint my own artwork, it was like I had the idea in my head and all the willpower, all the inspiration, but I just couldn't make it happen in front of me. I did not yet have the skills. And something about that made me feel really rubbish about myself. All the self-doubt, I just internalized it and was like, I'm not good enough. I'm not meant to be an artist. I can't do this. They have something special that I don't. And that's such a sad thought, because it's really not true. And I know that now because I've come the other side, where I can implement these processes, improve my skills time and again, and see that improvement in my artwork. So if anything, I'm testament to that the process works, but also now I share the same process and people get incredible results where they paint something they could never even have imagined that they could have made, and that truly is so rewarding to see people implement this same process and get amazing results too. So as I mentioned, I'll drop that link below. Please do check it out, and don't be that person that thinks, oh, this won't work for me, because I promise you it really will, and I would love to see the results that you have. So please tag me in on Instagram. If you have a painting that you'd love me to look at, just make sure to tag me in. I'd love to see it. I'm also going to be doing a live workshop very, very soon. I'm going to be inviting everybody next week. So make sure to hit the notification bell on my YouTube channel to get notified of that. I'm basically going to be going much deeper into the process of how to truly improve the skills that you need to be an artist. But really what I want to leave with you today, the thought I want to leave you with, is that your sketchbook is a place to play. Your sketchbook is not a performance, it's not a finished piece, it's not museum worthy, and it's not meant to be. It's meant to be for you to play, to experiment, and it doesn't matter how ugly it looks. Really, it's to enable you to create beautiful paintings. It's not to have a beautiful sketchbook. So please feel free to use those sketchbooks that you might have on your shelf. They may be sat empty right now. Please get them out, even if it's for a 10-minute sketch, and use them. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section which sketchbook step surprised you the most and which one you'd love to implement. Thank you so much, guys. Have a beautiful rest of your day. See you soon. Bye.